The two biggest misconceptions about getting faster or going further as a runner are that you need to run harder and run more. That's not actually true. Today, you're going to learn some alternatives. I'm going to make it simple and you're going to feel good after implementing these ideas. Now, the first one is going to be controversial to some people, also the truth. It's you can lose a little weight. I used to weigh 80 pounds more than I do now. And I promise you, it's a lot easier to run now than it was 80 pounds ago. Something else that can definitely help you get faster, go further is to just not get hurt. Strength training is a big way to do that. If you're not doing any strength training, but you know you need to do some, it's okay. But go to the link in my bio and I will send you some super simple strength training ideas. They're very injury preventative focused and they are super simple. Strength training can help, but also just being mindful of easy running, not overdoing your training load and running too hard too often can help. Most of your running should be super easy peasy lemon squeezy. I also like to remind my clients that the best runners in the world are also the best at not running when something doesn't feel quite right. It's always better to proactively dial it back, take a day or two off and cross train versus run, stick to the schedule, cross your fingers and hope you don't get hurt. It's never fun to wish you would have rested a little better or not gone out for that run. So we've got maybe, losing a little bit of weight can help you run faster and go further because it just makes running easier. Injury prevention through strength training, just being mindful of your effort and how you're feeling can help you run more consistently. Running technique is also a big part of this. Heel striking, overstriding, they get mentioned a lot. So let's talk about exactly what those mean. Heel striking is when you land with your heel first. A lot of people just think that's a bad thing. It's not necessarily true. I think the real problem is overstriding. With that, you're landing with a straightened foot, with your foot, your shoe making ground contact ahead of your knee when running, often with a straightened knee. That is kind of what you want to avoid. One good way to avoid that is to focus on taking shorter, quicker steps. Now, you don't need to hit like 180 steps per minute. A slightly quicker cadence or step rate is almost always a little better than a slightly slower or lower step rate. You can put your camera up, your phone up, just like this, put it on slow motion mode and just run past it a few times. You can look and see, are you making ground contact with a straightened knee or with your foot way ahead of your knee when running? If you are, you might want to make a little bit of a modification to your running technique. The last thing I want to mention is increasing how much you run. Don't be afraid to increase your running. Now, you often hear maybe about don't increase your running more than 10% weekly. That's fine and dandy. Don't increase your running volume by 10% weekly for 3 months. Often what I'll do with my clients is I will schedule in every 4th or 5th week, I'll schedule in like an unloading week or an easy week where it might just be an extra rest day or no long run that week, for example. You can still run like your 4 runs that week, just not one long run.